anymore. I mean, he's obviously completely mentally ill. John Kerry, these are flaming nutcases. And remember, what do you expect, folks? At Skull and Bones, ABC News got video of it that confirms what Charlotte Iserby leaked to Anthony Sutton, the congressional expert, congressional hearings. You know, she only revealed that a few years ago to us. And we went to her home, and she showed us the Skull and Bones memorabilia. Her father and grandfather were members of Skull and Bones, an elite family. And she leaked to Anthony Sutton what goes on in Skull and Bones that confirmed the break-in from over 100 years ago, what it confirmed. Do you know what goes on at Skull and Bones? Well, I have a family audience, so I can't say it. They have sexual rituals, some of the most ancient Egyptian rituals, where they believe they are possessed by entities, basically space aliens. When you're I don't believe this. Let's be clear. When you look at John Kerry, though, and his tomb mate, George W. Bush, and the rest of them, these are people that had gay sex hundreds of times in coffins, begging for spiritual entities to possess them. And you know what? Put John Kerry on screen. You know what? Put the video from yesterday. That's the really crazy one. I mean, you know what? If that's a case for possession, folks, I believe it. I mean, Hollywood should want to hire him to play the next Silence of the Lambs, because there's no actor that can look this whacked out crazy. I mean, take George W. Bush and all his weirdness. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, these are people that get in coffins hundreds of times and giant pits of feces and have sex with each other. And people go, oh, well, that's just fraternity fun. No, ladies and gentlemen, that's not what it is. And by the way, a lot of people that get tapped for it won't be part of all that. That's the higher level initiates. John Kerry, ladies and gentlemen, is a member of a satanic death cult. And no wonder he wants to start World War III. I mean, what do you call it psychologically? I mean, if you don't believe in these entities like they do, okay, it doesn't exist. Doesn't matter. They believe entities possess them in pits of feces. I mean, we have a Secretary of State who has asked entities to enter his body while having sex in large vats of feces with men peeing on him. They even made a movie, The Good Shepherd, about this. Robert De Niro produced it, and it was hailed as historically accurate, with men peeing on each other. I mean, I'm sorry, we have family audiences, but that's what they're doing. And how much more will we put up with these people? It is chapter 322 officially of the Illuminati, ladies and gentlemen. Founded by the Illuminati in 1832, on record. People make fun of me saying, oh, German death cults run the world. No, they're a big part of it, though. Doesn't even mean they're German. It means they've adopted a German death cults activity that's really Egyptian, which was the dark black magic elements of the priesthood in Egypt. These people follow a 4,000-year-old Egyptian death cult, okay? That's who's running things, wallowing in feces. That's what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. A Secretary of State that has had sex in giant vats of feces. And I dare the media to attack me on this, because that's exactly who they are. Go ahead, make fun of me, because it's all on record. And it's all come out, and go ahead and try to make me look crazy talking about that. I don't care. You're the ones that are crazy following these people. The only video they have of Skull and Bones is in the courtyard screaming, death, devil equals death, oh, hell, I love you, devil. They have people that dress up in skull masks with crowns on, and then you worship the devil. And then the person playing the part of the devil, who believes they've been possessed by the devil, sits there and watches while man after man has sex with you. I mean, that's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. You want the truth? Can you handle the truth? That's the big question here, ladies and gentlemen. Do These people are monsters. And that's what hit me last night was I have been holding back. I know they're monsters. Why does Kerry look so weird? Why does he act so weird? Why do they lie? Why can't they help not lying? Why was Kerry about to collapse over and over again watching the testimony? Go back and review it from yesterday's testimony to the Senate. He's in the House today. He would have to, when they were talking, have to lean his head down and like put his hands on the table and just, because, I mean, folks, imagine he's been possessed by this stuff so long, like Aleister Crowley was. Can you imagine what it's like being under that? Thank God I'm among the living. Thank God I love life. Thank God I've got red blood and gusto and honor and courage and love of life and innocence. Man, it feels good to be on the side of good. I not want to be a part of evil. These servants are evil are jokes. Let me tell you something. I said this to the crew earlier today, and they said, well, you got to say that on air, but it's true. Evil ain't cool and evil ain't fun. And the path of evil lives in the heart of all of those that serve evil. And what was my full quote? You said it was good. It was a quick quote. You said we ought to make a liner out of it. Evil isn't good for you, bitches. I think that's what I said. I mean, it's just elementary. To use a modern parlance, excuse me, but I mean, that's what's going on here. This is not fun. You don't want to shine on to this. Beelzebub's here to destroy things. And again, even if you don't believe in it, our leaders are part of groups. It came out in mainstream news that Tony Blair every morning is possessed by the spirit of the light and falls down on the ground and flops around on the ground. That's mainstream British news. And his wife is an admitted witch who does rituals with him. And he spends most of his free time flying all around the world doing weird rituals. So did Francois Mitterrand. Look that up. The pyramid at the Louvre, the pink pyramid, the pink and gold pyramid, has 666 pieces of glass. And Mitterrand said the idea was beamed to him by Lucifer when he was on a sacred mountaintop. Well, let me tell you, what Lucifer's beaming to you isn't good, and I don't want to be run by Lucifer. Comprende? I don't want to work for El Diablo or the skinny one, the Grim Reaper, any of it. I choose